Hello everybody and welcome to Dansville High School, the site of tonight's Class D crossover matchup between the Notre Dame Fighting Irish, champions in Class D1, and Class D2 champ, Andover Whitesville. My name is Alex Brasky, here for the Varsity Media Sports Network to take you through tonight's action between the Irish and Andover Whitesville. We'll also have Chris Van Kampen and Steve Richards along for the ride here on Varsity Media Sports Network. Excited for tonight's action. Should be a good one. Two talented teams, two sectional champions, ready to advance their season to the Far West Regional Round, one step away from the state Final Four. Before we get into tonight's action, let us first tell you a little bit about each team. Starting with the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. The Irish come into this game at 18-5, winners of their last 6 games. They've averaged 42 points per game this season, and they're allowing just 30 points per game. And in the last 3 games, the Irish have allowed a slim 18 points per contest, including allowing just 7 points to number 7 Honeoye in their opening round sectional victory. In the quarterfinal, the Irish defeated Genesee Valley Belfast 31-26, and that followed the 55-7 victory over Honeoye. And then in the final, number 1 Fillmore 39-25, Notre Dame victors there. So Honeoye in the quarterfinal, 55-7, and then number 3 Genesee Valley Belfast, Notre Dame moved past them 31-26 in the semifinal. And then in the Class D1 final, winners over number 1 Fillmore and previously unbeaten Fillmore, 39-25. For Andover Whitesville, their last title came in 2012 while the Irish were defending champions heading into this season. Andover Whitesville took care of number 7 Lima Christian in the quarterfinal round, 89-30. Really put the points up in that one, did Andover Whitesville. And then a win over number 3 Elba, 45-43, a close victory that came at the end of that one. And then another close victory, 49-43 in the final game over number 4 Avoca Prattsburg. So Andover Whitesville a little bit more battle-tested down the stretch here than the Irish have been. But it should be a good one here between two teams that match up well and both have what it takes to advance to the next round. Coaching Andover Whitesville will be Aaron Rawady, who is the Whitesville Athletic Director, and also Jacob Bannerman, the Andover Athletic Director, both co-coaches for Andover Whitesville, both named Coaches of the Year in Class D2. On the bench for Notre Dame, Tom McCulley, 4 sectional titles in 6 years as head coach of the Irish. Helped lead the Notre Dame boys basketball team to a state championship in 1992 as a player. Was the former assistant coach for Coach Rapone, Coach Mike Rapone, longtime boys basketball coach at Notre Dame for their 2001 state championship team, and has since taken over the girls program here at Notre Dame and carried over his success as a player and an assistant, as the Notre Dame girls are one of the most talented teams in Section 5 year in and year out under his leadership. Likely starters for Notre Dame tonight will be Emma Sisson, a sophomore guard, Evelyn Tomedy, a junior forward, Maylee Green, a junior forward, Judah McDonald, a senior guard, and Lindsay Weidman, a senior center. Likely starting tonight for Andover Whitesville, Gabby Hall, a junior guard, Vanessa Hall, a junior forward, Serena Ainsworth, a senior guard, Rachel Jackson, a senior guard, and Maria Ryloba, a junior guard. We pause for a moment for the national anthem. All right, and we're back here on the Varsity Media Sports Network. Alex Brasky, Chris Van Campen, Steve Richards here with you. And as promised, we'll tell you a little bit about Andover Whitesville. They come into this game at 19-3, winners of their last 9 games. They average 59 points per game and 30 points against per game. And now we'll send it down to Dansville Athletic Director Dave Moody to take you through the starting lineups of tonight's contest.
Number 1, Emma Sisson. Number 2, Evelyn Tommy. Number 20, Bailey Green. Number 23, Judah McDonald. And number 33, Lindsay Weidman.
Weidman averaging 10 points per game, Sisson 8 points per game, Tomedy 8 points per game, Green 7 points per game, and McDonald 5 points per game.
And now introducing the starting lineup for the Andover Whitesville Panthers. Number 1, Debbie Hall.
Hall averaging 3 points per game.
Number 3, Vanessa Hall.
The other Hall, no relation, averaging 29.5 points per game.
Number 4, Gracie Lewis Ellison.
Lewis Ellison averaging 2 points per game.
Number 12, Rachel Jackson.
Jackson averaging 7 points per game.
And number 21, Maria Relova.
And Ryloba averaging 10 points per game.
Jacob Bannerman and Aaron Rowley.
So Lewis Ellison getting the start here tonight. Ainsworth will come off the bench for Andover Whitesville. A little bit of a change from their final matchup against Avoca Prattsburgh. But we're ready to go here at Dansville High School. Excited for this Class D crossover matchup. The winner moving on to the Far West Regional against the Section 6 champ this weekend. So as you heard, Vanessa Hall, a star player for this Andover Whitesville team, just a junior, been on varsity for 5 seasons, school record for most career points, past Stephanie Ellison, who led the 2011 team to the state Final Four. Hall will put it up from all over the floor for Andover Whitesville. Ball is up, we're ready to go here at Dansville High School on the Varsity Media Sports Network. The Irish come away with the opening tip. McDonald inside to Weidman from the block. Nice patience, nice move, but she couldn't get the finish. Collects her own rebound out to McDonald, now out to Green, puts up the 3, and it's good. Maylee Green gets Notre Dame going with a 3-ball, 25 seconds into this first quarter. What a start for the Irish. Lobbed inside, Hall, turnaround, and it's in. You're gonna see that plenty from Hall tonight. She puts it up from inside, outside. And she does it well. Like I said, near 30 points per game for Hall. She's as impressive as they come. Fade away from Weidman, no good. Tipped around into the hands of Ryloba. Ryloba, a foreign exchange student. And Vanessa Hall's parents, Willie and Jane, are her host parents. So Ryloba, an exchange student, helping lead this Andover Whitesville team to a sectional championship. Certainly memories she'll never forget. 6:40 left in this first quarter. Tomedy off the side of the backboard. Nice defense applied there from Gracie Lewis Ellison. Now up the floor comes Ryloba. She lobs it ahead to Hall. The Irish need to know where she is at all times. Rejected by McDonald. Solid defense there from the Irish junior. McDonald, her brother Gabe McDonald, a star multi-sport athlete for the Irish in his day, helped lead the Notre Dame football program to a sectional title a couple of years ago. He's since graduated. And now a 3-ball from Rachel Jackson. So Andover Whitesville with its first lead of the game, 5-3. We're 2 minutes into this Class D crossover game. Tomedy on the block, right out to McDonald. From the wing, no good. Rebound goes to Ryloba. A couple of rebounds in the early going for the junior guard. She's impressive off the dribble too, is Ryloba. Andover Whitesville around the horn. Rachel Jackson in the corner, right back up to Lewis Ellison. Now Ryloba into Hall. Along the baseline is the other Hall, Gabby Hall. As Vanessa Hall off the mark. So here's Emma Sisson, MVP of the Class D1 tournament. Solid performance in the championship game for Sisson. Father Mike and Uncle Casey were star multi-sport athletes for the Irish. Casey won a state championship with the Notre Dame boys basketball program in 2001. So a strong pedigree for Sisson, and she's making a name for herself here with the Lady Irish. That one off the mark. Hall collects the rebound for Andover Whitesville. All the way, puts it up, a foul. 2 shots coming up for Vanessa Hall. Hall good on the first, a 3-point lead for Andover Whitesville. Two for two for Vanessa Hall. So the Irish facing a 4-point deficit here after taking the first lead of the game at 3-0. McDonald almost turned it over. Weidman chased it down. Now back out to McDonald. Sisson lobs it into Green. Swarmed by Andover Whitesville defenders. Ball rolling around. Sisson comes up with it. McDonald out to Sisson. No good. That one tipped out of bounds by McDonald. So we'll go to Andover Whitesville. 4:08 remaining in this first quarter. And the Irish will look to press. This is something that gave Andover Whitesville trouble early in their final matchup against Avoca Prattsburgh, but no trouble there handling the pressure from Notre Dame. Inside to Hall, guarded closely by Weidman and Green. Hands straight up, but a foul call. And Coach McCulley not pleased with that call, as it appeared as if the 2 Notre Dame defenders had position, had their hands straight up. Hall trying to charge through them. But the defensive foul called, and Hall off the mark on the first free throw. Hall 1 for 2, excuse me. So 4-point lead for Andover Whitesville now. So we have the Whitesville Blue Jay in attendance, the mascot, but wearing the Panthers jerseys here tonight. Inside, Weidman with the finish. Notre Dame back within 3. 3.5 minutes to go here in the first. Ryloba, impressive handling the ball all the way to the rim, but a travel. Nice defense applied there from Weidman on the block. Weidman's sister, Montana Weidman, a former player for this Irish program. In the corner, McDonald fires up a 3, no good. McDonald, an all-tournament team member in Class D1. Coach McCulley said she really played her best game of her career in that Class D1 title game win over #1 Fillmore and previously unbeaten Fillmore. The corner for Jackson. Up top for Lewis Ellison, around the horn to Hall, and a travel. Lobbed inside, Sisson. Ryloba got a piece of it. Who to go off of? Off of Sisson, back to Andover Whitesville. Ryloba with it, initiating the Andover Whitesville possession. Sisson tipped it away into the hands for Hall. I told you, she'll shoot it from anywhere. That was near the volleyball line, but it's off the mark. Around the horn, Rylobo fires up a three. No good. Tomedy there on the rebound. Tomedy's been quiet in the early going, an important player for this Notre Dame team, so they'll look to get her going as the game rolls along. Off the cut there, Green couldn't find her. Now the Irish will pass it around the perimeter. Sisson down the lane line, up and in. Nice drive from Emma Sisson. Notre Dame within one now. Ryloba lobs it ahead. Andover Whitesville had Gabby Hall on the opposite block, but nobody saw her. Vanessa Hall, about 18 bounces on the rim and in. And a response from Andover Whitesville. A minute and a half remaining here in the first quarter. Sisson getting things started for the Irish here. Green with it now on the wing. Sisson looks to drive again to the rack. This time off the side of the backboard. Sisson fighting for the rebound. Now two Irish players diving after it with Gracie Lewis-Ellison, and a jump ball as Weidman and Green were there for the tie-up. So Andover Whitesville will take over here, approaching a minute to go here in the first. Seizing that three-point advantage just a few moments ago. Jackson to Gabby Hall, taken away by Maylee Green. Inside a minute to go now. See if the Irish look to go quickly here, perhaps get another opportunity. McDonald thought about the three from the corner, no good. Weidman with it at the top of the key now. Sisson down the lane line, up, no good with the right hand, and Ryloba comes away with a rebound. 1 second separating the game clock and the shot clock here at Dansville High School. Time winding down in the first quarter. Hall guarded by Green. Out to Lewis-Ellison, now into the hands of Jackson. Into Lewis-Ellison, along the baseline, bounced over to Gabby Hall, up, no good, missed everything. Weidman on the rebound, and time will expire in the first quarter. Andover Whitesville with a three-point lead at the end of the first. We'll take a quick break here on the Varsity Media Sports Network. All right, and we're back here at Dansville High School. Alex Brasky, Chris Van Kampen, and Steve Richards with you on the Varsity Media Sports Network. It's a 10-7 lead for Andover Whitesville as they lead Notre Dame here in the early going. But a good start for leading scorer Vanessa Hall. She has a couple of buckets in the early going. While Green knocked down a three, and Weidman also a bucket along with Sisson for the Irish. So 8 minutes remaining in the first half. The Irish will begin the second quarter with possession. Sisson thought about the deep jumper. Instead, she puts it on the floor, knocked away. Looked like it may have gone off her leg, but the official underneath has it stay with the Irish. Green looking for Tomedy on the cut near the basket. Couldn't get it to her. Now it's lobbed into Weidman. Out to Green for three. No good. Beautiful box out from Vanessa Hall. Got position on Weidman and able to collect the rebound. That one knocked away. Ryloba collects it. Now into the corner for Gabby Hall. And a travel as she dragged the pivot foot. Pretty solid crowd at Dansville High School for a Monday night crossover matchup. Early matchup at that. 6:30 start here in the Mustangs Corral. McDonald from the short corner, no good. Tomedy on the rebound. Weidman lobbed inside to Green, tipped out of bounds off the hand of Ryloba. .7:11 remaining in this first half. The Irish looking to come back from a 3-point deficit, and that will do it. Emma Sisson from distance, and we're all square at 10 apiece. Hall thought about the deep jumper, takes a step in, no good. Ryloba on the rebound, off the side of the backboard. Maybe underneath the backboard on that padding. But regardless, Notre Dame takes back over, looking to regain the lead. Green, corner three, no good. Another good box out from Andover Whitesville. Gracie Lewis Ellison with nice position there. You can tell this is a well-coached team. Outside of Hall, Notre Dame certainly with the size advantage here tonight. So I'm sure during practice over the weekend, Andover Whitesville making it a point of emphasis to put a body on rebounders and box out. Weidman down the lane line, no good. Hall commits the foul. That's something to watch. Andover Whitesville certainly doesn't want Hall to get into any foul trouble here tonight. She is a huge factor on offense and defense as well. Weidman off the mark on the free throw. We've seen a couple of free throws missed here in the early going. Could prove critical down the stretch in what promises to be a close game throughout. Weidman. Not often you see the jumping free throw, but she makes it work. 1 for 2 from Weidman. Outside, Rachel Jackson missed the rim, but Ryloba in there on the rebound, and a foul on the ground, so the basket will not count. 1-point lead for the Irish. Andover Whitesville takes it out underneath. Bounced into Hall. Navigates her way around Weidman, but Weidman able to still get a hand on it. Nice defense from Weidman, remaining stationary, hands up, able to get a hand on the basketball. And the Irish take over here with 5.5 minutes remaining in the second quarter. McDonald inside to Tomedy, has yet to find her way into the score column. Second chance here, kick backed out to Sisson for 2, no good. Weidman flying in for the rebound, over to Green on the block, and that's a foul. Body foul committed by Rachel Jackson. So the Irish will have it underneath. A couple of extra chance opportunities now for the Irish. And a third chance here. McDonald out to Sisson. 3, maybe grazed the rim, but missed most of it. And now Andover Whitesville takes back over. Jackson, nice defense along the baseline from Weidman and Tomedy. It's like the Twin Towers in there. Tomedy. Evelyn Tomedy on the board. 3-point lead for Notre Dame. 4.5 minutes remaining in the second quarter. Ryloba. Ooh, and a push called on the Irish. So Ryloba went tumbling down. Andover Whitesville will take it out on the side. Sub coming on. It's Serena Ainsworth coming on for Gabby Hall. Into the corner, Jackson for 3. Around the rim and out. And a foul called against the Irish. Andover Whitesville will take it out underneath. Into Ainsworth. McDonald on the contest. Forced her to make another decision, but gets it back in the corner. Now Lewis Ellison diving after it with Weidman. And what do we have here? A jump ball, I believe, called, as it will stay with Andover Whitesville. That one taken away by Sisson. Coast to coast, and she's fouled by Jackson. Nice read. Nice leap into the passing lane from Sisson, and she'll head to the line here for 2 shots, 3:50 remaining in the second quarter. And Sisson money from the free throw line. 4-point lead for the Irish, their largest lead of the game. 3:47 remaining in the second quarter. Seesaw battle going on here at Dansville High School. Ryloba kicks it out to Lewis Ellison, over to Ainsworth, around the horn to Jackson, excuse me. Green takes it away. Anticipation and pursuit from the Irish defense on the last couple of possessions have created a couple of Andover Whitesville turnovers. McDonald into Weidman, right back out to McDonald. Now out to Sisson. Weidman, deep corner jumper off the front of the rim. Vanessa Hall chases down the rebound. Corner for Ryloba. Off the dribble, into the lane. Notre Dame wanted a travel call to no avail. Now Jackson at the top of the key. Lewis Ellison, deep 2, no good. Tomedy with the box out on the rebound. 2.5 minutes to go here in the second quarter. The Irish looking to extend their 4-point advantage. It's been the same 5 players in the game for Notre Dame throughout. Showing great conditioning here at Dansville High School, and a timeout called by Andover Whitesville as they'll talk things over after an extended drought offensively. For Andover Whitesville, they really need to get Vanessa Hall heavily involved in this game. I know that she's going to see maybe 2 defenders at times, throughout this game, but that's their bread and butter for Andover Whitesville. They need to get her going if they hope to keep pace with the Irish. More of a complete team, more of a complete offensive team, I should say. Multiple threats on the floor. Can really get it done from multiple areas, can the Irish, where Andover Whitesville really powered by Hall's contributions this season. So 2:20 remaining here in the second quarter. 4-point lead for Notre Dame. But it's Andover Whitesville with possession here out of the timeout. Ainsworth, 3, no good. Tomedy fighting for the rebound with Lewis Ellison and Ryloba off the Irish. It will stay with Andover Whitesville. Good fight in there from Lewis Ellison and Ryloba against the taller Tomedy. Ryloba on the baseline, a lot of contact, no whistle, a travel is called. Andover Whitesville fans incensed with the lack of a foul call there, and perhaps rightfully so. 2 minutes remaining here in the first half. 4-point lead for the Irish. Tomedy on the block. And an offensive foul. Coach McCulley not pleased with that call. So a low-scoring first half set to come to an end in 1 minute and 40 seconds, but that one taken away by the Irish, and now they'll have a chance to extend their advantage. Weidman, short corner, guarded by Hall, taken away by Ryloba. Active hands from Ryloba. Inside out, Jackson, three. Good! Rachel Jackson knocks it down. And Andover Whitesville back within 1:15 to go here in the second quarter. Weidman to Green, looking for the answer, and it's good! Maylee Green dials long distance. Back and forth we go at Dansville High School. Full timeout called by Notre Dame. We'll head to a quick break here on the Varsity Media Sports Network. All right, and we're back here at Dansville High School on the Varsity Media Sports Network. Alex Brasky, Chris Van Kampen, Steve Richards with you. Here for this Class D crossover matchup, Notre Dame currently with a 4-point lead over Andover Whitesville. Both teams trading three-pointers on their last two possessions. 1:01 remaining in the first half. Big possession coming up for Andover Whitesville. And Jackson, who hit that three-pointer for Andover Whitesville on their previous possession, brings it up the floor. Ryloba, open three from the corner, and it's good. Andover Whitesville heating up. Inside a minute to go in the second, it's back to a 1-point game. McDonald inside to Weidman, out to Sisson. Foot on the line for two, and an air ball that grazed the rim. Green saves it under the Irish basket. And now Andover Whitesville with it. 20 seconds remaining in the half. And a jump ball. Possession will go back to the Irish. And the Andover Whitesville faithful wanted a foul call there. McDonald on the wing, into the corner for Weidman. 9 seconds on the game clock. Shot clock is off. Sisson back to Weidman at the elbow. 4 seconds to go. She throws it away. Vanessa Hall with it now. 2 seconds, one. And that's going to do it for the first half of play here at Dansville High School. The Irish with a 1-point lead over Andover Whitesville. It's been a low-scoring affair, but an exciting game. Happy to be with you here on the Varsity Media Sports Network. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back for the second half of action between ND and AW. All right, and we're back here at Dansville High School. Alex Brasky, Chris Van Kampen, Steve Richards here on the Varsity Media Sports Network. It's a 1-point lead for Notre Dame to begin the third quarter of play. Low-scoring affair here in the Class D state qualifier. That's right, these two teams, the winner between these two teams will head to the Far West Regional this weekend against the Section 6 champ in Class D. So plenty on the line here in the second half, and we're excited to be with you for the final 16 minutes of play. Andover Whitesville will begin the second half with possession. Like I said, a low-scoring first half, so no significant scoring to speak of for either side. It's really been a team effort for both teams, both offensively and defensively, leading us to a 1-point margin at the break. Here's Andover Whitesville, the opening possession of the second half. Inside, Serena Ainsworth, no good. Rachel Jackson, no good. Ainsworth on the rebound, another chance. And Gracie Lewis Ellison, a freshman, gets Andover Whitesville started here in the third quarter. Tomedy in the corner. Tries to go along the baseline, but boy, is Lewis Ellison tough. Hall knocked it out of bounds off of Weidman. It will go to Andover Whitesville. So a good start to this second half for the team in white. And that's a travel. So 7:14 remaining here in the third quarter. 1-point lead for Andover Whitesville. Sisson, foot on the line, two, and it's good. Deep two from Emma Sisson, and the Irish regain the lead. A little bit of pressure here from Notre Dame. Ryloba splits two defenders. Ball rolling around, but into the hands of Lewis Ellison. Lewis Ellison skips it over to Jackson in the corner. Air ball. Tomedy on the rebound. Tomedy on the wing. Sisson now. Out to McDonald. Deep three, no good. Rebound goes to Lewis Ellison. Andover Whitesville on the run now. Up ahead to Jackson, skipped over to Ainsworth. McDonald tipped it away, but it goes out of bounds off the Irish. Around the horn to Jackson. Lewis Ellison inside, no good. McDonald collects the rebound for the Irish. Weidman biding her time at the free throw line. Gets it to Sisson, now to McDonald. Back into Sisson. And that one taken away by Ainsworth, but it goes out of bounds. So we'll stay with ND. 5:52 remaining here in the third quarter. 1-point lead for the Irish. Green set to inbound. That one swatted out of bounds by Jackson. And a timeout called by Coach Tom McCulley prior to the 5-second violation that was sure to come in the next moments there. So we'll head to a quick break here on the Varsity Media Sports Network. 5:51 remaining in the third quarter. It's a 1-point lead for Notre Dame. All right, and we're back here on the Varsity Media Sports Network. The Class D state qualifier, Section 5 girls basketball. 19-18 lead for Notre Dame. Weidman down the lane and in. The Irish extend their advantage here in the third. And here's that pressure from Notre Dame, but Andover Whitesville has had little trouble breaking it here tonight. Give and go. Lewis Ellison knocked away by Weidman. Out of bounds off of the Irish senior. And Maylee Green, face guarding Vanessa Hall, has done a fantastic job limiting the Andover Whitesville junior score. Typically a 30 points per game player, but not the case here tonight. And now the officiating crew discussing things, not sure what they're talking over. Perhaps a reset of the shot clock, or not sure what is under discussion here. And it was a reset of the shot clock. We are at 13 seconds on the shot clock, 5:23 on the game clock. Taken away by Sisson, but she knocks it directly out of bounds. So 21-18. Notre Dame in the lead. Ryloba thought about the three. Sisson came flying in to contest. Jackson, she'll try her range, and no good. Rebound goes to the Irish. Notre Dame champions once again in Class D1, doing so without their best player, Amelia McCulley, the leading scorer from a season ago on this Notre Dame team. She's been out all season with an ACL injury. She's right next to assistant coach Otis Thomas on the bench over there, and that's Coach Tom McCulley's daughter, so she's like a second coach on the bench, and sometimes Coach McCulley has to tell her to tone it down a bit as she really gets into the games. Not being able to play this season really brings that intensity to the bench every game. McCulley family, really a strong family in terms of the Notre Dame athletic program for years. Cousins and siblings alike doing damage across all sports. Amelia, a multi-sport star. Her brother Colin, also a multi-sport athlete at Notre Dame. He too suffered an ACL injury prior to the 2021-2022 scholastic sports season. He was forced out for much of this boys basketball season with that ACL injury, but he returned for Notre Dame's final 7 or 8 games and helped lead ND to a boys basketball championship. So positive development there for the McCulley family, but still awaiting Amelia's return to the playing surface. Inside, Weidman navigating her way around Vanessa Hall, but Hall a little bit better on the defensive end on that possession. Also part of the McCulley family, Callie McCulley, a star player for this ND team, helped lead the Irish to the first championships under Coach Tom McCulley, as Lewis Ellison gained an extra possession for Andover Whitesville before Sisson just snatched it away from him. Prior to Callie, her brother Tim McCulley helped lead the Irish to plenty of success during his playing days across all sports. Their father, Mike McCulley, also a star player in his day at Notre Dame. So McCulleys have been around forever at Notre Dame, and they continue to pump out sectional titles. A few more in the pipeline as well for the McCulleys, so keep your eye out for that. And Amelia has another season. She's just a junior this year, so hoping to come back with a vengeance next year is McCulley. And Coach McCulley really impressed with his group this year, says that he's not an easy coach to play for, but this group really responds to his style of coaching, which not a sensitive one to say the least. He really gets after these girls, but they know how to respond, and he knows how to press their limits and get the best out of them. 3 ball. Big shot for Serena Ainsworth. And we're all tied up at 21. Ainsworth, since coming off the bench, has had the ball in her hands a lot, and a big shot there. An important shot ends an extended drought here in the third. It's been a low-scoring game here at Dansville High School. Whitesville's last sectional title came in 2012. That team was 20-2 under still legendary head coach, Dan Denner, who lost a courageous battle with cancer in 2015. Denner, in the minds of many, watching this game here tonight. Maylee Green from the corner for three. And Notre Dame back out in front by 3. Denner kept his battle quiet and even coached the 2013 Ronald McDonald All-Star game while battling his illness. So Denner, a fierce competitor in every sense of that statement. Ainsworth getting hot here for Andover Whitesville. And boy, Coach Denner would be proud of this team as they battled their way to a sectional title, and now in a dead heat with Notre Dame here in the Class D state qualifier. Weidman fouled. It looks like this one's going to go against Ryloba. Waiting for the foul to be put up on the scoreboard here. Not sure who that foul was on, because I believe the official signaled number 20, but there is no number 20 on the floor for Andover Whitesville. Or no, he signaled number 2, but he meant to signal number 3, so that foul goes against Vanessa Hall. That's her second foul, I believe, on Andover Whitesville's star scorer. Still have yet to put the foul up on the scoreboard, but no, that's the third foul for Vanessa Hall here in the third quarter. So that's certainly something to watch here as the game goes along. McDonald over to Sisson into the corner for Tomedy now. Back up to Sisson on the wing. McDonald down the lane line out to Green for 3. Air ball this time. And the Andover Whitesville faithful lets her hear about it. A little good-natured jeering going on here inside the Mustangs Corral at Dansville High School. Good crowd for a Monday night, 6:30 start here on the Varsity Media Sports Network. Ryloba for 3 from the corner. Off glass, no good. Sisson collects the rebound. 1:10 to go here in the third. We're all tied up at 24. It's been a good game, a low-scoring game here between the Irish and Andover Whitesville. McDonald has it taken away, and Hall ends up with it. Been a grind on offense for both teams, and Andover Whitesville calls for timeout. Perhaps looking to set up a offensive set here to get themselves a big bucket with 48 seconds remaining in the third quarter. So give you a quick recap of how these two teams got here this evening. Number 2 Notre Dame in Class D1 took home their championship. A defending sectional champion this year were the Irish, and took home their second straight title. A win over number 7 Honeoye, 55-7 in the quarterfinal. A win over number 3 Genesee Valley Belfast, 31-26 in the semifinal, and they followed that up with a victory over number 1 Fillmore and previously unbeaten Fillmore, 39-25. They rolled the Eagles in their sectional final matchup. Andover Whitesville, also ranked number 2 in their sectional class, won their first title since 2012. A win over number 7 Lima Christian, 89-30 in the quarterfinal. A win over number 3 Elba from the Genesee region, a rival of this Notre Dame team, 45-43 in the semifinal, and then a win over number 4 Avoca Prattsburg in the final, 49-43. Certainly a disappointing loss for the Elba Lancers in that game. They were hoping to meet their longtime rival and Genesee Region League foe in the title game. It would have been the third matchup between these two teams this season. McDonald inside for the finish. And Notre Dame back out in front. 10 seconds remaining in the third. Andover Whitesville will have the last shot of the quarter. Hall inside, guarded by 2 Notre Dame defenders. Tomedy takes it away. And the Andover Whitesville faithful and coaching staff wanted a foul there. but to no avail. As Hall had it taken away, a lot of contact, no call. And the Irish head to the fourth with a 2-point lead, 8 minutes to go in this Class D state qualifier. We head to a quick break here on the Varsity Media Sports Network. All right, and we're back here on the Varsity Media Sports Network. Alex Brasky, Chris Van Kampen, Steve Richards. The final 8 minutes of play in this Class D state qualifier. Two Section 5 girls basketball champions going at it. It's been a good one. A low-scoring affair here at Dansville High School. 2-point lead for the Irish heading into the fourth quarter. Inside, and the Irish increase their advantage. McDonald having herself a night. Loba looks for the answer, no good. Tomedy on the rebound. Here comes Sisson, leading the Irish possession. Weidman at the elbow, back to Sisson, ball fake, dumps it into Weidman. Out to Green, dribble drive, closed off by Ryloba, shuffled over to Weidman for two. Nice job moving without the ball for Weidman, and Green found her for two. Jackson skips it over to Ryloba. Into the corner for Ainsworth now. Three ball, no good, well off the mark. And Notre Dame with the rebound. Sisson to the rack. Notre Dame putting their stamp on this one. They lead it by 8. It's the largest lead for either side. 6:25 remaining in the fourth quarter. Three ball. Lewis Ellison, no good. Tomedy on the rebound. That one lobbed over the head of Tomedy, an errant pass from Sisson. So Andover Whitesville will take over here. Andover Whitesville facing that 8-point deficit inside 7 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter, and a foul called against the Irish. And a little bit of a Bronx cheer here from the Andover Whitesville fans, as they have not appreciated the way the calls have gone here in the second half. Though I think it's been a fairly well refereed game from this officiating crew. And another foul called against Notre Dame, and now Green goes down and she's holding her foot. Getting up slowly with the help of her teammates. And now a limp from Green. A heavy limp from Green, and a sub coming on. As Coach Otis Thomas comes out to check on Maylee Green. This would be a key loss for the Irish. She is really the heart and soul of this team. Both ends of the floor, gives her effort every night. Obviously, can also knock down the three ball. So Green makes her way off with the assistance of assistant coach Otis Thomas, as Irish fans hope that she's okay. And Green checks out. Hall checks in with a 3. She's been absent for much of this game due to Green's defense, but Green exits. Enter Hall. 5-point lead for the Irish. 5:25 remaining here in the fourth. Inside to Weidman. Nice job maintaining her pivot foot, but a travel there as she tried to split 2 Andover Whitesville defenders. So Andover Whitesville looking to pull the comeback here in the fourth quarter, trailing by 5. Sub on for Notre Dame is 22 Nina Bartz, a sophomore, and she has been given the responsibility of chasing Hall around the floor. A tall task for the sophomore forward. Gabby Hall for 3, no good. Rebound chased down by Weidman. 4:45 remaining here in the fourth. Tomedy sets the screen. Now gets it inside, out to McDonald. Spin move, double dribble. .430 remaining here in this Class D state qualifier. 5-point lead for the Irish. Into the corner, Ryloba had space but decided to go off the dribble. Good decision as she found Hall wide open on the opposite block. Here comes Andover Whitesville, now trailing just by 3. We've reached the midpoint of this fourth quarter. Tomedy, beautiful pass to Weidman, streaking down the lane, but the rejection from Hall. And Notre Dame wanted the foul call, and now a bench warning issued to Coach McCulley and crew. And now a timeout called by the Irish. Coach McCulley looking for an explanation from longtime Section 5 official Les Hare. Wanted a foul on that last possession, sees his team's lead dwindling here in the fourth quarter. It's now a 3-point advantage for the Irish, 3:56 remaining in the game. They once led it by 8 here in the fourth, but Andover Whitesville, no quit in this team, no quit in this fan base as they've traveled well here to Dansville High School. They've packed this near bleacher here in front of us and provided the energy all night. They've willed their team to a solid performance here this evening. And AW coming back on Notre Dame. Here we go, Andover Whitesville with a chance to tie with a 3, take the lead with a 4-point play. But with so much time left, they're just looking for points on this possession. 3:45 remaining here in the fourth quarter, 3-point game, Notre Dame in the lead. Jackson harassed by Sisson, but she was able to get through some good defensive work from Sisson as she knocked it away briefly. Ryloba with it on the wing. Inside, Lewis Ellison off glass. She beats the shot clock buzzer. 1-point game, Notre Dame's lead dwindling here in the fourth. Push off from McDonald to gain position there inside to Weidman, but she traveled. And Coach McCulley not happy with that call, nor is the Notre Dame faithful. Another travel called against Weidman. 1-point game, 3:10 to go. Andover Whitesville with a quality chance to take the lead. But Weidman, a solid defensive play. The senior will not be denied, but Andover Whitesville takes it back. The excitement building here at Dansville High School. Each team senses its season nearing its potential conclusion. Lewis Ellison, no good. Offensive foul called against Hall. That's her fourth. One more foul on Hall. She'll be disqualified from this game. McDonald, corner three. No good. Green back in there for the Irish, and she collects the rebound, and now she'll head to the line for 2 shots. Quite the competitor, Maylee Green, limping to the free throw line. 2 critical free throws coming up with 2:32 remaining. Green misses the first. And misses the second, but Weidman is there to clean it up. McDonald for 3. No good. Tomedy with the offensive rebound. Irish slowing things down here. Tipped away, but Green able to come up with it. Now this one off the hands of McDonald, out of bounds. Andover Whitesville regains possession. 2:16 remaining in the fourth. Lewis Ellison to Ryloba. Over to Jackson for 3. No good. Boy, that would have been a big shot from Rachel Jackson. And a foul called against Andover Whitesville, harassing the rebounder, Weidman. Inside 2 minutes to play, Notre Dame clinging to its 1-point advantage. The Irish looking to punch their ticket to the Far West Regional. Andover Whitesville looking to complete the 8-point comeback here in the fourth. Tomedy inside. Lewis Ellison, she's been tough all night in the paint. But a foul called against Ryloba. Coming over to help on Tomedy, and now the Irish will take it underneath. One more foul will send Notre Dame to the free throw line. McDonald to Sisson, thought about the 3. 1.5 minutes, 1.5 minute to go. Minute and a half, I should say. McDonald to the rim, no good. Tomedy on the rebound. Green, no good. Andover Whitesville on the run. Irish have wasted plenty of opportunities here down the stretch. They've had plenty of extra possessions, but have not been able to find the bottom of the net. Hall, 3. Off the mark, no good, but the rebound goes to Jackson. Lewis Ellison from the corner, no good. Tomedy collects the rebound. 1 minute to play here in this Class D state qualifier. Andover Whitesville upping the pressure. And a timeout called by the Irish. 54.4 remaining. We head to our final break here on the Varsity Media Sports Network. All right, and we're back here at Dansville High School. What a ball game we have going on in the Class D state qualifier. Notre Dame clinging for dear life. Andover Whitesville trying to play spoiler for the 2-time champion Irish. Green having trouble inbounding to Weidman, who the Irish were looking for there, but instead she enters it into the backcourt for McDonald, and now Sisson will begin Notre Dame's possession. 45 seconds remaining on the game clock, and it's taken away by Andover Whitesville. And a timeout called now by AW, 38.8 remaining, and a chance to take the lead. Not a lot of scoring in this one, but no shortage of dramatics. here at Dansville. As the Andover Whitesville cheerleaders continuing to bring the energy as their faithful stays into this one, as they have a great chance here with 38.8 remaining. Appeared to be slipping away from them minutes ago as they trailed by 8 here in the second half. But there's been no quit in this team, and they have a chance to take the lead. So this is what it comes down to. Winning time here at Dansville High School. Final minute of play in regulation. Ryloba set to inbound. Hall comes from the opposite sideline, but the inbound goes to Jackson. Ryloba back with it now. 20 seconds on the shot clock. Ryloba down the lane. No good, but a foul. Foul called against Weidman. Notre Dame thought she was there with her hands up, but Ryloba, what a chance here for the foreign exchange student, a junior guard with a chance to take the lead for Andover Whitesville. And she misses the first. Now with a chance to tie the game with 30.6 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Maria Ryloba, shot of her life here for Andover Whitesville. Around the rim and out. Did not get the shooter's roll, and now Sisson streaking up the sideline for Notre Dame, and a timeout called by the Irish. 22.9 remaining. What a thrilling finish here at Dansville High School. All right, here we go. The final 22.9 in the fourth quarter. Notre Dame leads it by 1 with possession. Inbound goes to Weidman. Opposite to Sisson, and she's fouled at the rim. Jackson came in to contest the layup, commits the foul. Sisson with a chance to extend Notre Dame's lead to 3 with 2 made free throws. 20 seconds on the game clock. Shot clock will be off on Andover Whitesville's possession. Sisson sinks the first. Sisson 2 for 2, 3-point lead for the Irish. Timeout Andover Whitesville. 20 seconds to go here in the Class D state qualifier. The winner advances to take on the Section 6 Class D champ this weekend in the Far West Regional. Alex Brasky, Chris Van Kampen, Steve Richards. It's been a great game here at Dansville. Proud to have you here on the Varsity Media Sports Network. Big thanks for tuning in. A big thanks to the Dansville High School Athletic Administration and IT Department getting us set up here atop the bleachers. They've been a big help throughout the postseason. Previously called the Class C3 sectional final here at Dansville, and things have gone smoothly both days, so a big thank you to Dansville High School. But here we go, the final 20 seconds of play here in the fourth quarter. Andover Whitesville out of the timeout, and a double dribble as Ryloba tried to pass it to Vanessa Hall, who was not ready for the pass, and Ryloba chased her own pass down, dribbled, and that's a double dribble. 14 seconds remaining, 3-point lead for the Irish. They will have it here. It's not the best possession there from Andover Whitesville out of the timeout. They'll like to have that one back, I'm sure. So this one winding down at Dansville. Notre Dame looking to put the final touches on this Class D state qualifying victory. 3-point lead, 14.9 remaining. Still plenty could happen, but the Irish with a great chance here to salt this one away. Sisson fouled in the backcourt by Jackson, and that's who Notre Dame wants to go to the line. Sisson with 2 big free throws already. Now a couple more coming up now. Sisson misses the first. This is the big one, though. This can put them up by 4 with 13 seconds remaining. Critical free throw here from Sisson. And she knocks it down. Cold-blooded. Emma Sisson. Big free throws down the stretch for the Irish. Notre Dame with a 4-point lead, 13.2 remaining. Timeout Andover Whitesville. They need a miracle here at Dansville High School. So the Irish faithful can feel it here. Victory just seconds away. Ryloba inbounds to a wide open Ainsworth, who knocks down a huge 3. Defensive breakdown from the Irish. Sisson gets the inbound and a push from behind. And that will send Sisson back to the free throw line here. Notre Dame wanted the intentional foul, as that was a little bit of an aggressive push from behind. Almost sent her to the deck. We'll see what the officials decide here after a brief discussion. 9.5 remaining, now a 1-point lead for Notre Dame after the 3-ball from Ainsworth, as Notre Dame allowed her to get free in the corner off the inbound. A lengthy discussion here going on between the 3 officials. This could help decide the game. I think you have to go with the initial call, and that was not an intentional foul. But we'll see. We've seen calls change before. I'm sure we'll see it again. And an intentional foul has been called against Andover Whitesville. My goodness gracious. A common foul changed to a flagrant here at Dansville, and the Andover Whitesville faithful is incensed. So is the coaching staff. Sisson misses the first free throw. And the Andover coaching staff still giving it to the official who made the initial call near the sideline. And that is Jackson's 5th foul of this contest. She is fouled out. The senior perhaps has played her final game for Andover Whitesville. Sisson looking to make it a 2-point game with a second flagrant free throw, and she does. She'll have 2 more coming up. No, she won't. My apologies, as it's going to be Notre Dame ball here. So just a flagrant foul, free throws. And now we have a fan ejected here at Dansville. Emotions running high as the administrator comes over to eject the fan in the front row. Notre Dame inbounds. Andover Whitesville looking for the foul. Lewis Ellison commits the foul. 5.7 remaining on the game clock. 2-point lead for the Irish. 2 free throws could seal the deal for Notre Dame, and the Andover Whitesville faithful still letting these officials have it here at Dansville High School. Sisson makes the first. Sisson, 2 for 2. Ice water in her veins down the stretch. Emma Sisson, the MVP of Notre Dame's sectional championship victory, does it again here tonight. And Notre Dame 5.7 seconds away from punching their ticket to the Far West Regional. What an exciting ball game, nearing its conclusion here in the Class D state qualifier on the Varsity Media Sports Network. Alex Brasky, Chris Van Kampen, Steve Richards. We don't hope, we know you've enjoyed this one here at Dansville High School. No shortage of drama. Questionable calls, big buckets, a fan ejected. Emotions running high here in the state qualifier. Hall, a deep 3, no good. Ball batted around in the final seconds. We'll tick off the clock following free throws from Serena Ainsworth. 1/10 of a second remaining here at Dansville. That's going to do it for Andover Whitesville. What an effort here from this team to reach this point and to come back from 8 points down in the second half and to make it a 1-point game down the stretch. No shortage of effort here from Andover Whitesville, as they have plenty to be proud of here tonight. But Notre Dame marching on to the Far West Regional as they've won the Class D state qualifier. And that's going to do it here from Dansville High School. The Irish, winners over Andover Whitesville, 38-34. Notre Dame does it again. One of the most accomplished programs in Section 5 history. Another banner victory here in the Class D state qualifier. Solid effort from both sides, but a 4-point victory for Notre Dame. And the Andover Whitesville faithful cheering their team on as a few seniors will graduate from this team, and it's really been an impressive effort from them all season long. But Notre Dame set to take on the Section 6 Class D champion over the weekend as the Irish look to further their state title hopes. But that's going to do it here from Dansville High School. Alex Brasky, Chris Van Kampen, and Steve Richards for the Varsity Media Sports Network. Notre Dame with a 4-point victory over Andover Whitesville in the Class D state qualifier. Thank you for joining us on the Varsity Media Sports Network. We'll see you next time.